Hey, my name is Roxanne Ronka, and I'm making several videos that go along with the textbook called The Math You Need Before College that I wrote. I wrote it specifically for students at Western Washington University for a class, Math 99, Introductory Algebra, because I didn't see any textbooks that wasn't more than you needed, didn't cost $80, so the textbook is free for you to download when you need it. So right now, this really quick, short introduction about what I believe about math. And I hope by the end of the course, you'll believe it too. And the main thing is that you can learn all the math you need to learn to succeed in any career goal that you have and any educational goal that you have. You can absolutely do it regardless of your past math experiences. This isn't just my belief. Researchers have studied this. We used to think that there was like a math window, that if kids didn't get to a certain sort of math ability by the time they were, I don't know, 10, 12, it depended, people had different ideas, then like it was lost to them and it was too late. And that's absolutely not true. You can start learning math at any level and get to any level you want. All right, the first thing I want to talk about was math habits of mind. So these are like the habits that you have when you approach a problem that has numbers in it, quantities, quantitative relationships with each other. These habits of mind aren't something you're born with, they're something that you learn. And the first big one that is like really hard, it's hard for me, I keep relearning it, and it's actually valuable outside of math too, and that is that mistakes are good. Mistakes don't mean that you are bad, mistakes don't mean that you're unintelligent, mistakes mean that you have something to learn. So mistakes are good, celebrate them, don't run from them, don't try to hide from them, don't try to cover up your mistakes. Another habit of mind is learning to connect new ideas with old ideas. You know, you're building your own knowledge. I might be presenting you with a new idea. I might be presenting you with an idea about something that you already know a lot about, but it's a little bit of a different approach. And you're going to connect those ideas with your old ideas, but really connecting new ideas to what you already know. Another habit of mine is to be precise in your symbolic representation of ideas. That's a very powerful mathematical habit of mine that helps you communicate ideas precisely, helps you solve problems precisely. And it's something that a lot of people really hate because it's like, I don't want to be precise. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So anyway, that's something that a lot of students struggle with, is that being precise bit, but we'll work on it. Approaching problems that you have no idea how to solve with confidence. Every single one of you actually knows a lot. And if you're faced with something that you don't know how to solve, you can say, I know a lot. What of everything, my whole self that I know, all my experience, all my knowledge, all my skills, what can I bring to this problem? It might not be only what you learn in this class. Look, if all I ever did was present problems to you that you absolutely know how to solve, then this math class would be very artificial, because life never gives you problems that you already know how to solve, right? We need people, we need you, we need everybody out there to have the confidence to approach problems that you have no idea how to solve, but we're giving you the tools to approach it, the confidence to approach problems so that you do know how to solve them. So that's a habit of mine. It's just like, you look at something, I have no idea how to do this. All right, let's try to figure it out. Let's try this way. Let's try that way. Let's try another way. Let's try, just keep poking at a problem until you know how to do it. So that's another habit of mine, approaching problems that you don't know how to solve and just not giving up. And then the next habit of mine, the mathematical skill of transforming hard to understand problems into easier to understand problems. I don't know how to do this problem, but it's kind of like this other thing that I do know how to do. And then how are they the same? Oh, maybe I can use the same skills that are like this other problem that I know how to do. And so you're transforming a problem that you don't know how to do, a really hard problem, into something easier. And that is really what algebra is all about, is taking something that really you don't know how to answer and turning it into something that you do know how to answer. Those are the main habits of mind. In the introduction to the text, you'll kind of have, it's more spelled out. I just wanted to do a quick introduction right now. Your ability to do math changes over time. There are many different ways to do math. There are many different ways to be good at math. And there are many different ways to appreciate math. Like, you might think it's just a fun game. That's fine. You might think it's a really useful tool to solve problems. That's great. You might think it's a beautiful thing, like it has aesthetic appeal. It's a human creation like art. That's fine too. So none of those ways of approaching math is more valid than the other, and I wouldn't want to convince you that one is better than the other. What do you think of math?
I think it's a thing that I learn in school.
So sometimes a lot of people's experience with math is that it's really unrelated to anything, and it's like, why are you making me learn this? I'm never gonna use this, which is totally valid. I think you should ask that a lot of your professors. Why am I learning this? Why is this required for my degree? It's a really valid question. Everything that we cover in this class, I think, is really important for everybody to understand, to be able to function as a citizen in a democracy.
What do you mean function as a citizen in this democracy?
That's a really good question. So in order to make decisions, you need to analyze. So for example, how do you decide what's your best healthcare option? How do you decide what is a good student loan? How do you decide whether to take out a mortgage is a good idea? Being able to be comfortable with math is necessary to be able to answer those questions in a way that empowers you. Looking at issues of inequality is something that you need to have an ability to analyze situations and determine issues of fairness, equitable distribution of resources.
Cool.
One more thing, if you've had a horrible experience with math, you felt belittled by your teachers, shamed by your teachers or classmates. I had a class where I had horrible stomach aches. I didn't want to go to class anymore because I was so nervous about being cold called in the class and not knowing the answer and feeling shame over that. I won't do that. I have a lot of compassion for that, and I want to apologize for those past experiences.
Cool.